Friedrich Nietzsche was a philosopher who lived in the 19th century and became one of the most influential thinkers of his time. Born in 1844 in Germany, he had a brilliant mind that questioned everything around him. While many philosophers sought comfort in established beliefs and systems, Nietzsche challenged these ideas head-on, encouraging people to think for themselves and explore their own truths. From a young age, Nietzsche showed great promise. He studied classical philology, which is the study of ancient languages and literature. This background gave him a unique perspective on philosophy. Instead of accepting traditional answers about life, morality, and existence, he dug deeper, searching for truths hidden beneath the surface. His writings often sparked intense debates, making readers reconsider what they truly believed. Nietzsche was not afraid to tackle difficult subjects. He often spoke about the struggles of humanity, touching on themes like suffering, creativity, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. One of his most famous statements, "God is dead," shook the foundations of philosophy and religion. This wasn't just a declaration about religion, it was an invitation to explore what happens when people no longer rely on divine authority for meaning. What set Nietzsche apart was his ability to blend personal experience with philosophical inquiry. He wrote passionately about his own struggles with illness and isolation, which shaped his worldview. This connection between his life and ideas made his work feel deeply personal yet universally relevant. Nietzsche wanted people to embrace their individuality and take responsibility for their choices. Instead of relying on external sources for guidance, he encouraged them to look within themselves to find their own values and purpose. This revolutionary approach turned the idea of morality upside down, no longer fixed by tradition but fluid and dynamic. His writings were often poetic and filled with vivid imagery, drawing readers into a world where they could question everything they thought they knew. As we delve deeper into Nietzsche's thoughts throughout this exploration, we will uncover the terrifying truths he found at the end of philosophy, truths that challenge us to rethink our understanding of existence itself. Throughout history, philosophers have dedicated their lives to understanding the human experience, often seeking meaning and purpose through reason and logic. From ancient Greece to the Enlightenment, thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Descartes laid down foundations for ideas that revolved around objective truths. They believed that by using rational thought, people could uncover deep insights about existence, morality, and the world around them. Socrates famously said that the unexamined life is not worth living, emphasizing the importance of introspection and inquiry. He encouraged his followers to question their beliefs and thoughts in pursuit of wisdom. Plato, his student, built on this idea by suggesting that true knowledge comes from understanding the ideal forms, abstract concepts that represent perfect versions of everything in existence. This quest for knowledge was driven by an unwavering belief in logic and reason. During the Enlightenment, thinkers such as Immanuel Kant expanded these ideas further. They believed that through reason, individuals could grasp universal moral laws governing human behavior. The Enlightenment brought forth ideas of progress and enlightenment itself, suggesting that humanity could improve through knowledge and rational thought. To many, these principles offered hope, the promise that understanding could lead to a better life. However, Nietzsche arrived with a different perspective. As he observed the works of those who came before him, he realized that while reason and logic were powerful tools, they were not enough to explain the complexities of human existence. He saw the limitations of relying solely on these intellectual pursuits, especially when it came to addressing personal suffering or the chaos of life. Nietzsche believed that traditional philosophy often overlooked essential human emotions such as fear, desire, and creativity. In contrast to his predecessors, Nietzsche argued that meaning might not be found within established systems of thought but instead discovered within the individual. He urged people to step away from rigid structures and embrace their uncertainties. This revolutionary approach suggested that each person dwelled in a world without fixed meanings, one they had to navigate and create themselves. As we continue exploring Nietzsche's philosophy, we will see how this shift in thinking led to a profound transformation in understanding what it truly means to be human. One of Nietzsche's most striking declarations is the phrase, "God is dead," which he introduced in his work The Gay Science. This powerful statement isn't a literal claim about the existence of a deity, rather, it serves as a metaphor for the decline of traditional religious and moral values in society. By announcing that God is dead, Nietzsche was highlighting the shift away from established beliefs that had guided humanity for centuries. In his view, this change wasn't just significant, it was revolutionary, leading to both opportunities and challenges. For many people in the 19th century, religion was a source of comfort and stability. It offered answers to life's greatest questions and defined moral codes. However, as science advanced and rational thought gained prominence, these age-old beliefs began to crumble. Nietzsche believed that without a divine source of meaning, humanity faced a profound crisis. The demise of God meant that people could no longer rely on external authorities to dictate their understanding of right and wrong, leaving them with the heavy burden of navigating morality alone. This notion stirred deep philosophical questions. If there is no God to provide absolute truths, what happens to our values? Can individuals create their own morals? Nietzsche argued that this newfound freedom could either empower or overwhelm people. While some might flourish in the absence of prescriptive beliefs, finding creativity and independence in forming their own values, others could feel lost or anxious without clear guidance. In essence, Nietzsche's declaration forced society to confront its reliance on external sources for meaning. He believed that it was necessary for individuals to recognize their role as creators of their own existence. This radical shift encouraged personal responsibility. If one was to forge their own path without divine intervention, it became crucial to evaluate one's choices honestly. As we explore these ideas further, we see not only how Nietzsche examined the implications of God is dead but also how he inspired generations to think critically about faith, morality, and existence itself. This pulse of existential inquiry continues to resonate today, urging each person to take charge of their own journey through life's complexities. As Nietzsche explored the implications of his declaration that God is dead, he confronted a troubling concept known as nihilism. Nihilism is the belief that life lacks inherent meaning, purpose, or value. In a world where traditional beliefs and structures have crumbled, many people may find themselves grappling with feelings of emptiness and confusion. Without a higher power or absolute truths to guide them, individuals can feel lost, wondering what their lives truly signify. Nietzsche recognized that the rise of nihilism was a natural consequence of the decline of religious authority. As society moved away from divine explanations for existence, individuals were left without clear answers to fundamental questions about life. This profound shift could lead to despair, as people might feel overwhelmed by the responsibility of crafting their own meaning in an indifferent universe. Faced with this void, some may respond with apathy, while others might spiral into anxiety or hopelessness. However, Nietzsche did not view nihilism solely as a negative outcome. Instead, he saw it as an opportunity for transformation. He believed that acknowledging the absence of inherent meaning could free individuals from the constraints of dogma and tradition. By confronting nihilism head-on, people have the chance to embrace their individuality and create their own values, ultimately leading to personal growth and creativity. This perspective encourages a radical rethinking of existence. Instead of succumbing to despair over the loss of absolute truths, individuals can recognize their ability to shape their lives according to their desires and aspirations. Nietzsche viewed this creative potential as essential. He believed that true fulfillment arises from taking ownership of one's choices and constructing a personal vision of meaning. Nietzsche also emphasized the importance of passion and will in overcoming nihilism. He proposed that embracing life's complexities, its struggles and joys, could help individuals cultivate a rich sense of purpose. By actively engaging with their experiences and emotions, people could transcend feelings of emptiness and find fulfillment in self-discovery. As we delve deeper into Nietzsche's thoughts on nihilism, we will uncover how this confrontation with meaninglessness challenges us to forge our own paths through life's uncertainties while encouraging us to celebrate our individuality in a world that offers no preordained answers. As Nietzsche delved deeper into the nature of humanity, he introduced the concept of the will to power. This idea represents a fundamental driving force within individuals, pushing them toward creativity, ambition, and self-overcoming. Rather than viewing life as a struggle for survival or mere existence, Nietzsche saw the will to power as an expression of one's desire to assert themselves and shape their own destiny. At its core, the will to power is about more than just physical strength or dominance. It embodies a drive for personal growth and mastery. Nietzsche believed that every person has an inherent urge to expand their potential and influence not only themselves but also the world around them. This pursuit can manifest in various ways, through artistic creation, intellectual exploration, or even personal relationships. For Nietzsche, this force is what propels individuals to strive for excellence and achieve greatness. In a world where traditional values have eroded, embracing the will to power becomes essential for finding meaning. As people navigate through life's uncertainties without clear guidelines, they must tap into this in a drive to carve their own paths. By recognizing and harnessing their will to power, individuals can transform feelings of emptiness into opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Additionally, the will to power encourages self-overcoming, a key aspect of Nietzsche's philosophy. He believed that true strength lies in one's ability to confront challenges and rise above limitations. This process of self-overcoming involves questioning societal norms and expectations, allowing individuals to break free from constraints imposed by others. It challenges them to redefine their beliefs and pursue personal aspirations with vigor. Nietzsche illustrated this concept through examples of great figures in history who embodied the will to power, those who dared to push boundaries and challenge the status quo. He encouraged readers to see themselves as creators of their own lives rather than passive recipients of inherited values. In doing so, they could cultivate a sense of purpose rooted in authenticity. As we explore Nietzsche's thoughts on the will to power further, we will discover how this dynamic force not only shapes individual lives but also influences society at large. It compels us all to embrace our creative potential while fostering resilience in the face of life's complexities. Ultimately, it challenges us to become active participants in our journeys toward self-realization and greatness. Building on the ideas of individualism and self-creation, Nietzsche introduced the concept of the Übermensch, often translated as the Overman or Superman. This figure represents an ideal person who flourishes in a world stripped of absolute truths and traditional values. The Übermensch embodies the notion of living authentically and creating one's own values rather than conforming to the expectations imposed by society or religion. In Nietzsche's vision, the Übermensch is not defined by external standards or moral absolutes. Instead, this individual asserts their own beliefs and meaning. This self-determination is crucial, as it allows the Übermensch to rise above conventional norms and embrace a personal path in life. By rejecting societal constraints, they become architects of their destiny, infused with a sense of purpose and vigor. This concept challenges individuals to confront their own limitations and question inherited beliefs. Rather than seeking validation from others or adhering to pre-existing moral codes, the Übermensch suggests that each person has the power to forge their own identity and significance. Nietzsche saw this as essential for overcoming nihilism, the feeling of emptiness that can arise in a world without guaranteed meaning. For Nietzsche, the journey toward becoming an Übermensch is not an easy one. It requires great courage and resilience. It involves a continuous process of self-discovery, wherein individuals must face their fears, doubts, and uncertainties. Embracing challenges becomes crucial for personal growth, pushing oneself beyond comfort zones to unlock untapped potential. The idea of the Übermensch also serves as a call for greater creativity. In a universe devoid of absolute truths, art and innovation take on heightened importance. The Übermensch uses creativity as a means to express individuality and reimagine reality. By actively shaping the world around them through personal vision and artistic expression, they construct unique realities that resonate with their inner truth. As we further explore this concept throughout Nietzsche's philosophy, we will uncover how the idea of the Übermensch not only serves as an ideal but also functions as inspiration for those wrestling with their identities in a complex world. It challenges us to embrace our potential for greatness while designing lives infused with purpose, passion, and authenticity. This journey encourages individuals to act boldly in the face of uncertainty, inviting them to become the authors of their destinies amidst life's unpredictable landscape. One of Nietzsche's most intriguing ideas is the thought experiment known as the eternal recurrence. This concept challenges individuals to confront a profound question: if you were required to live your life over and over again, in exactly the same way, for eternity, would you embrace it or despair? Nietzsche presents this scenario not merely as a mental exercise but as a way to evaluate the choices we make and the lives we lead. The notion of eternal recurrence forces people to reflect deeply on their actions, decisions, and overall approach to life. If you knew that every joy, every sorrow, and every mundane moment would repeat endlessly, how would this knowledge affect your choices? Nietzsche believed that accepting eternal recurrence requires an attitude of profound affirmation toward life. It challenges individuals to find meaning and value in their experiences, regardless of their difficulties. Imagine waking up each day knowing that the exact same events, triumphs, and struggles await you forever. For some, the thought might evoke dread or regret, an acknowledgement of missed opportunities or unfulfilled dreams. Yet for others, it could inspire a sense of empowerment. Wouldn't living with such awareness encourage individuals to make bolder choices and embrace their passions more fully? In exploring eternal recurrence, Nietzsche emphasizes the importance of living authentically and purposefully. Those who can affirm their lives wholeheartedly are seen as transcending nihilism. They create meaning in each moment, no matter how trivial it may seem. In this light, embracing eternal recurrence becomes an affirmation of one's life and choices. Furthermore, this thought experiment highlights the connection between suffering and joy. By recognizing that both are essential parts of existence, woven into life's fabric, individuals can begin to appreciate even the painful experiences as contributing to personal growth and depth. Rather than shying away from discomfort, embracing it can lead to a fuller understanding of oneself. Ultimately, eternal recurrence serves as both a test and an invitation. It reveals whether individuals truly value their lives enough to wish for their repetition. Nietzsche challenges us to consider how we engage with our reality, to live in such a way that we would welcome its recreation for all eternity. Through this contemplation of life cycles, he encourages us to become active participants in our stories, crafting lives filled with purpose and authenticity as we navigate the complexities of existence. As Nietzsche explored the implications of freedom in a world without absolute truths, he recognized that this freedom to create one's own values comes with both empowering opportunities and significant burdens. While being able to shape one's own life and beliefs offers a thrilling sense of autonomy, it also imposes a weight of responsibility that can lead to anxiety and uncertainty. In traditional societies, individuals often turn to established religions or moral codes for guidance. These frameworks provided clear paths and defined roles, alleviating the pressure of making choices. However, after Nietzsche's assertion that God is dead, individuals were left to navigate life without explicit guidelines, producing a profound shift in how people experienced freedom. The liberation from rigid structures meant that individuals now had the daunting task of deciding what their lives and values should be. This freedom can feel exhilarating, igniting a sense of empowerment as people realize they have the capacity to create their own destinies. They can challenge societal norms, explore their passions, and define what success means to them. Yet, with this power comes the burden of choice. Every decision carries weight, and the fear of making the wrong choice can loom large. The pressure to define one's existence can lead some individuals to feelings of paralysis or anxiety. They may struggle with self-doubt, questioning whether their values are valid or if they are genuinely free. The knowledge that their choices could significantly shape their lives could lead to a fear of failure, making the quest for self-definition feel like an overwhelming journey. Nietzsche understood this conflict well. He viewed the anxiety stemming from freedom not only as a challenge but also as an essential part of the human experience. Confronting this anxiety pushes individuals toward deeper engagement with themselves and ultimately leads to personal growth. Embracing the burden of freedom invites people to wrestle with their identities and confront existential questions about purpose and meaning. Moreover, Nietzsche believed that overcoming this anxiety is crucial for self-overcoming, a concept at the heart of his philosophy. By grappling with their fears and uncertainties, individuals learn resilience and develop a stronger sense of self. This journey toward embracing freedom fully allows for a richer, more authentic experience of life. As we consider Nietzsche's views on the burden of freedom, we recognize it as both a source of empowerment and a catalyst for personal growth. The challenge lies in navigating the complexities of existence while capitalizing on the opportunity to actively shape our values and lives in a world where nothing is predetermined. Nietzsche's ideas have left a profound impact on modern philosophy, art, and culture, stirring both admiration and controversy in their wake. His challenge to established beliefs and his exploration of individualism resonated deeply with 20th-century thinkers and artists, leading them to re-evaluate the foundations of morality, existence, and creativity. Philosophers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger drew inspiration from Nietzsche's emphasis on personal responsibility and the existential exploration of selfhood. They expanded on his ideas, shaping existentialism into a significant movement that focused on the individual's experience in an absurd world. In the realm of art, Nietzsche's influence can be seen across various movements, including Expressionism and Surrealism. Artists were inspired by his idea of the will to power, which encourages the pursuit of creativity and self-expression. This drive motivated many to break free from traditional forms and experiment with new techniques, exploring the depths of human emotion through their work. Nietzsche's thoughts on tragedy and the importance of embracing life suffering also found echoes in literature and theatre, as writers sought to capture the complexities of the human condition. However, Nietzsche's ideas did not come without controversy. Some interpreted his concepts as promoting a form of elitism or nihilism that could justify harmful ideologies. The misappropriation of his philosophy by certain groups, particularly during the rise of fascism in the early 20th century, led to significant debates about his legacy. Many scholars argue that these interpretations distort Nietzsche's original intentions, which centered on individual empowerment rather than authoritarian control. Moreover, Nietzsche's declaration that God is dead continues to provoke discussions about morality in a secular world. As society grapples with shifting values and beliefs, his insights remain relevant in examining how individuals navigate ethical dilemmas without reliance on religious frameworks. This ongoing dialogue reflects both admiration for his visionary ideas and apprehension about their implications. In contemporary culture, Nietzsche's influence extends into psychology, particularly in understanding human motivation and behavior through frameworks such as positive psychology. His emphasis on self-overcoming encourages individuals to pursue their potential actively. As we explore the impact of Nietzsche's ideas further, it becomes evident that his insights have sparked enduring conversations about meaning, creativity, and responsibility in an ever-changing world. His philosophy challenges us to confront our beliefs while inspiring us to forge our paths amid uncertainty, an invitation that resonates strongly with those seeking authenticity in their lives today. As we conclude our exploration of Nietzsche's philosophy, it is clear that his ideas have profoundly challenged the way we think about our beliefs and values. His declaration of God is dead marks a pivotal moment in history, signaling the decline of traditional moral frameworks and urging individuals to seek meaning within themselves. This shift is not merely an end but a beginning, a call to recognize that we are responsible for crafting our own destinies. Nietzsche's concept of nihilism invites us to confront the uncomfortable truth that life lacks inherent meaning. Yet, rather than despairing, he urges us to embrace this uncertainty as an opportunity for self-discovery and personal empowerment. This perspective encourages us to redefine our notions of success, purpose, and happiness outside societal expectations, leading to a more authentic existence. In examining the will to power, we see how the inner drive for creativity and self-overcoming can lead us to explore new horizons. This drive pushes us to strive for greatness and take ownership of our lives, reinforcing the idea that we are not simply passive participants in the world, but active creators of our identities. Nietzsche's vision of the Übermensch represents this ideal, an individual who fully embraces freedom and asserts their will to live authentically and passionately. The thought experiment of eternal recurrence compels us to reflect deeply on our choices. It asks whether we would be willing to relive our lives exactly as they are, emphasizing that how we live each moment matters. This contemplation challenges us to evaluate our everyday actions and decisions critically, ensuring they align with our true desires and values. Throughout history, Nietzsche's ideas have sparked meaningful dialogue in philosophy, art, and culture, encouraging us to explore existential questions about morality in a secular world. His influence remains significant today as we navigate a complex landscape characterized by shifting beliefs and values. Ultimately, Nietzsche's philosophy inspires us to embrace the challenges inherent in freedom. By recognizing the weight of responsibility that comes with creating our own values, we can transform anxiety into motivation for self-improvement. Nietzsche urges us not only to face life's uncertainties but also to celebrate the opportunities for growth they present. In reflecting on Nietzsche's discoveries, we are invited to engage in an ongoing journey of self-exploration, one that challenges us to think critically about what it means to live authentically in a world without preordained answers. This journey encourages us to actively shape our paths, reinforcing that life's richness lies not in certainty but in the courage to embrace its complexities.